it's not Saturday. Why are we here? And Rob is muted.
There's been some changes.
There's been some change. Did you forget to tell me?
Yeah. Well, no, I didn't.
Play the thing.
You got to play the thing. It's under brand.
I don't have one. You have it.
Well, this is super awkward.
All right, hold on.
This is where you whip out the kazoo and we start entertaining people. Hello, welcome to the Sunday edition of the Saturday edition.
Honestly, I don't know what was going on here. I was just in my shower. All of a sudden, a countdown popped up in the glass.
There it is.
Down to 0, and I'm down in my basement now.
There you go. Becca's share. There you go. For God's sake.
Does it leak forever?
No, just 30 seconds.
Okay.
Oh, for crying out loud.
So that's our new intro. That's the Sunday edition. Now Saturday edition now on Sundays because reasons. It works out better for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Except for us because we're still I have no idea.
Oh, that's okay. So
we'll do the intros. You're the MC, you take over.
Yada MechaRandom42.
Yay. Hello.
Yada. Jake, the Snake Bentley.
Woot. It's Jake the Snake Roberts Bentley.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
I was doing Muppet jazz hands to nobody.
I wish I had hair, first of all. And I wish I had really long blonde hair so I could be like Ric Flair. Ric Flair.
Well, I mean, Ric Flair doesn't really have hair anymore these days anyway, so.
Well, steroids will do that to you.
And age in general.
So how's everyone's week?
Woo!
Ooh. How's everyone's week?
Woo!
We're here talking about stuff and things. What's first on the agenda, Rob?
Well, first I got to cue the bumper now again.
You gotta cue the bumper. See, you're supposed to be the one taking the lead of the things because I don't know how to do it. This is why I don't do panel shows.
No, it's just 3 people bullshitting.
And it's only on Sunday. And it's only Sunday. My week sucks already and it's only Sunday, Cosmic Yog says. Woo! Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
All right, share that. Black Widow made a lot of money.
Did they? She, apparently. Her, they? Is it a they? If it's
what are the pronouns to a movie? Do they get to pick?
That's really more important. Is what are the pronouns?
Whatever's going to be most offensive to them. That's what I think.
Him. The Black Widow movie is already breaking records on Disney Plus and in theaters.
Mm-hmm. Initially set to release May 1, 2020. Scarlett Johansson's whatever. Scarlett. Film Black Widow has finally been released on screens, both big and small. Made its theatrical debut while also on streaming service Disney Plus Premier Access. Black Widow didn't waste any time as it set the 2021 record for Fandango pre-sale. Anything was going to set the record for pre-sales.
Yeah,
that's kind of true. Yeah, like that's a record by default.
The most in 2021 so far, beating F9, 7 million.
Is that even out?
Is it? I don't know.
I think I saw something about it being out.
The dual release of Black Widow in theaters and on Disney Plus is a new territory for reporting the monetary success of a blockbuster. Deadline had previously predicted the Black Widow could make anywhere between $80 and $90 million opening weekend.
F9 came out June 25th.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
The 2021 opening record was Universal's F9. The Vin Diesel NOS film, Nitrous Oxide Filled Adventure, made $70 million domestically, but Black Widow has just beaten that, even despite their earnings being split between Disney Plus side of things. Okay, they're kind of making it kind of cloudy. Black Widow makes $250 million in theaters and on Disney Plus. Yeah, but that all that international box office, how much of that do they get to keep? The Scarlett Johansson, Walt Disney Company announced the official Black Widow, yada, 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 $250 million worldwide. Disney Plus, $30 premiere access. Scarlett Johansson-led film made $80 million at domestic box office, $20 million in the U.S. and Canada via premiere access. Internationally, Marvel's latest flick made $78 million at the box office and over $60 million via Disney Plus premiere access. This is the largest opening weekend since Star Wars Episode IX, The Rise of Skywalker.
So here's what I want to know about those Disney Premier Access things. So I actually just got done a little earlier, right before we started streaming with Disney, getting a refund because my 3-year-old bought it when I wasn't looking. How many of those are how many of those are gonna come back? Because
I imagine that's a more common story than they like to admit.
I wonder.
Especially because Premier Access, I haven't, hopefully I'm wrong and hopefully it's hiding there somewhere, but so far I haven't seen anything on the Disney Plus app that actually lets me limit what my 3-year-old can do when he fucks around with the remote. And it sucks because I have one of those Rokus where you press the button and the remote starts ringing, so I can't even hide the shit from him because he knows where the button is, and he waits till I'm not around and he presses it and he hunts it down.
Oh wow. Can you password protect any purchases?
Well, that's what it doesn't seem like you can.
I wonder if that's going to be well, hey, if you really if people were to abuse that, let's say, I wonder maybe that's why they released the numbers now, because it seemed awfully odd to me. I was scrolling through Twitter and there was more than one person pointing out, wait a minute, they've never released the numbers before. They don't usually release the numbers. They didn't release the numbers with Mulan, did they?
I don't know.
Well, yeah, why are they releasing the numbers now when if that is the case and they can just refund it? That's interesting. We're totally not telling people to do that if they're dissatisfied with their purchase and just want to say, we're totally not telling people to do that.
So, everybody keeps wondering why the Fast and Furious movies make money. And I always tell people for the same reason. First of all, they're not going to stop making these movies. First, you can get that thought right out of your head.
No.
Yeah, they're going to keep making them as long as they pull in one more dollar than they cost to make. But I keep saying about how Man Drive Car Fast works in any language. And I actually have a still from the very first Fast and Furious movie ever made. Mecha, if you could bring that up on screen. So there you go. I'm telling you,
I mean, that looks like Vin Diesel to me. So
I went a long way for that joke.
This is why we need to reel you in, I think.
This is why they hated me.
I think the at the end
Ew,
of the
what
day,
the hell?
How many people were just waiting for the reviews to come in with this? And they make a point in the chat. They're just going to they're just gonna, they're getting ready for a steep fall off the second week.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people are gonna be really, really,
Jake, what do you think this movie makes total overall? Do you think it breaks 500 million? I think it breaks 6.
I mean, yeah, I think it will because it's a Marvel movie. Right now, you can sell anything. You can sell anything as long as you have that Marvel tag on it now. I think, and don't get me wrong, it was a great movie, but I think Guardians of the Galaxy proved it, because if the first Marvel movie you made was Guardians of the Galaxy, no one was going to see it. You know, they've built up a strong enough brand where the brand is stronger than any of the individual things under that umbrella. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be a huge success just because it's a Marvel movie alone.
What do you think? What do you think Eternals does, though?
I don't know. I don't know like a number the Eternals is going to do, but I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be wildly successful because it's a Marvel movie. It may lead to that not being the case anymore down the road. I think the DC EU showed us that eventually you can tarnish that reputation. And this next wave of Marvel movies, at least some of them might start down that path. But I think it'll be successful just because of that Marvel logo.
Let me ask you, Jake, you're a comic book guy just like I am. What is the reason? Why do you think we haven't gotten a Nova movie yet?
I think we actually touched on this before. I don't know that there's Nova is a hero that fills a role. And right now that role is kind of filled right now with like the Captain Marvel, like Thor, heroes on that level. I think we'll get Sentry before we get Nova. Like I think we're gonna have to move quite a bit down the list, but he's not unique enough in the role he would fill to go out of the way, because they have to look at it as like, how would this character fit in the ensemble now, especially with Marvel, where it's not like a DC where everyone's power levels are off the charts and like you're constantly going to be fighting, villains on like the levels of, Darkseid or, like Marvel only has so many of those guys. We just exhausted Thanos. After that, we've pretty much got Galactus, and then, not a whole lot beyond that. The comics just did what's his name there, the King in Black, I forget his name, but like they added another one, but there's not a whole lot of like overarching like super ultra powerful villains in the Marvel universe.
Morbid Fury, where's Galactus? What's taking so long? Well, Galactus was thrown in with the Fantastic Four. He came along with those characters.
I also think we're kind of in a, they did this big ramp up to phase 3 where they introduced Thanos, and now I think we're going to get a cooling off phase or two. Probably a cooling off phase where it's like, all right, we're not going to get such a huge villain. And then I think the next phase, they're going to start ramping up to probably someone like Galactus. And yes, Black Phoenix, thank you. Null is his name. But yeah, I think we'll build back up to something like Galactus. He's probably the next on the list, I would guess. And then
he'll survive, though.
And then what?
Do you think Marvel will survive phase 4 with, like Black Widow, without spoiling it for anybody, it's not getting very good reviews. Let's just say, to be gentle, to be pretty gentle.
Yeah.
Between this, Taika Waititi talking about how his movie's not supposed to make any sense at all for Thor: Love and Thunder,
because that's what fans want to hear. My movie's not going to make any sense whatsoever.
I don't know. Can you pull up that article, Rob? That's with all these movies, with the Eternals being a who the hell cares about the Eternals, Shang-Chi and Snake Eyes being so similar. and Doctor Strange getting probably a talking to for being a straight white dude in his own movie. That's what I'm anticipating anyway. I mean, is Phase 4 even going to survive? Like, is it going to produce a Phase 5, or are they going to just be like, yeah, let's just reboot it again and restart over?
I was gonna say, I think in that regards, Loki is the most important Marvel property right now because it's given the reset button. It's given an established reason for the reset button too, where if it doesn't work and people aren't buying into Sony Man and Captain Marvel as like the head of the next class of Adventures, they have that built-in reset button. We're like, oh, let's go to this multiverse here, and now and now we can introduce Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor all over again.
Yeah, shouldn't make sense.
Because that, like I said, that's what people want to see.
I would like to. I'd be curious to read the reasoning for that and kind of give the benefit of the doubt.
Well, he says, just between you and me and the readers, I've done some crazy shit in my life. I've lived like 10 lifetimes, but it's the craziest film I've ever done. What makes the film? If you wrote down all the elements of this film, it shouldn't make sense, Waititi admits. It's almost like it shouldn't be made. If you walked into a room and said, I want this and this and this, who's in it? These people? What are you going to call it? Love and Thunder. I mean, we never work again. Maybe I won't after this. It's crazier.
Oh, no.
I tell you what's different. There'll be far more emotion in this film and a lot more love and a lot more thunder and a lot more Thor if you've seen the photos. Okay, someone just smack him.
So which one of those small powdery boys does Thor love? Because
oh,
what was it? Gifting them heads of cabbage? What the hell's going on in this picture? This almost looks like a wedding where like each like guest was given wildly different dress requirements.
Oh, for God's sake.
I don't know what to say.
I was so hoping for Frog Thor.
Well, then you need to watch the Loki show.
They're doing Frog Thor?
Throg just had a cameo.
No way. Oh, damn it. I've deprived myself of Throg.
You have, yeah. I mean, it was a quick cameo, no lines, but Throg showed up.
Did he have the hammer and everything?
He was going for the hammer in the scene that.
Hold on, let me. Throg, Loki series cameo.
If this is like gonna be just the most batshit crazy movie ever, I might have this might be our next Basmati Blues.
Yeah. Oh, there he is, motherfucker! There he is. You can barely make him out, but there he is.
Yeah, screen share.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Hang on. Oh my God. Oh, for God's sake.
I'm just at a loss for words, I think, anymore.
There it is. What's he in, a test tube or something?
He's in a tube underground. Mjolnir's underground with him, and he's like trying to get out of the tube to get to the hammer.
They put the frog in a jar.
And the little the label on their T365 is a nod to Thor issue 365, where what's his name first debuted. They first showed him.
Frog Thor. Wow.
What am I right about, Shadzar? They're proving me right.
Well, at least they got that part right. They're still trying. I see they're still going with limited color palette though. Well, they're underground though.
Yeah, that's literally underground.
Hey, there's a fork over here for some reason.
There was a lot of cool little Easter eggs in this one. The Thanos copter showed up. Among a few other things.
What about the pot that Forbish man wears on his head? Was that in there?
I don't think so.
If you want to go crazy, then go. If you really want to, then come on, Forbish man. I think it might be Forbish man one for Halloween this year. I'm always surprised to see, like at a convention, somebody dresses up as Forbish man. That's okay. That's actually pretty cool then.
Yeah, I'd recommend watching it. It really is. I think it's a good show.
Well, the first episode put me so off of it because it was just dull.
Yeah, I know, but that's I mean, the first half, like, you got to give them some time to breathe on that. It's definitely a better show than Captain and Winter Soldier, and I think it was better than WandaVision too.
Now, watching paint dry is better than WandaVision.
I liked WandaVision towards the end, but yeah, it was kind of a slog to get through the first few episodes.
Because you have a showrunner, Jack Schaefer, who literally said, "Well, I don't know how to read a comic book. Do you read them from right to left or left to right? I don't know. I don't understand how you read them."
It was like this. The first half of that show was like the middle of every Netflix show, where they're like, we can start these things really well and we can end them awesome, but like just for the middle 5 or 6 episodes, like Netflix shows just do not know how to pace. They don't know how to do anything, and that's what WandaVision felt like. I'm glad that they kind of fixed that a little bit, and I think part of it is like realizing, like, let's only do 6 episodes of things.
They're going with the British TV model. 6 episodes.
And it works because, I mean, otherwise you have to find ways to stretch out the story, make it interesting, put in different things. 6 episodes, you just beginning, middle, end. It's easy. It's clean. You're not buying for time.
Yeah. Speaking of stretching out things that are going on way too long, they're still trying to squeeze the last drop of blood out of James Bond. This one's going to do really well. What do you think, Rob?
Oh, for Christ's sake. You know, I'm probably the biggest James Bond fan here today, right now, amongst the 3 of us.
Yeah.
But I've been saying, I listen, I'm perfectly fine with James Bond going away for a while. Just let it go. Just let it go. It's gone away before. I mean, we had a 6-year gap between movies at one point. I think between License to Kill and GoldenEye. It just went away. I know that seems like an eternity now, but rather than doing something stupid with the franchise, just have it just like, all right, just go like and put it in a moratorium for a while. You know, just release like box sets.
Shelve it for a little bit. Yeah. I'm with you.
They're gonna ruin it though. They're I think they want to prove a point. They want to punish it for existing, it feels like.
Well, they want to appease the Twitter people, the Twitter heads, the twits,
the Twitterati.
The Twitterati.
I call them the Twitterati.
The Twitsticles.
Twisticles. And listen, we've talked about this ad nauseum. People on Twitter, they're very small, but they're very vocal, and they don't buy anything.
No.
And studios have tripped over themselves, saying, "Oh, millennials are this huge marketing group. We need to market to them." And I'm like, they don't buy anything. These are the people that listen. You think that the same people that tweet and wait in line overnight for an iPhone and gladly pay $6 for a cup of coffee at Star Schmucks, that they're going to line up and trip over themselves to go see a Bond movie? No, they're not.
Well, hold on a second here. I think millennials get a bad rap sometimes, and I think a lot of the things that are actually Gen Z get like thrown onto millennials.
Yeah, true. I always say, if you remember Nirvana, you're not a millennial.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, millennials are, I think it's 1982 to like 1994.
Yeah.
And 1994 to present is Gen Z. It's Gen Z who's like the whiny, shitty, racist, crybaby.
Zoomers, whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah.
Because I always thought like the millennials were the most, because they're always the SJWs who want to judge everybody by race.
No, that's definitely Gen Z. Gen Z is the one who are like racists.
Freaking Vita Ayala, who's a quote unquote writer for Marvel Comics. She, the one who made the Gambit sidekick that looks just like her. And like she's like, oh, there's nothing that says more Zoomers than having a what the fuck did she had? She like as though she manages like a subreddit or something like stupid like that. Her character. I'm like, yeah, this is who you're trying to appeal to. It doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And you know they're setting up Bond to be black in the next iteration.
Black woman.
In a wheelchair.
Played by Peter Dinklage.
No, it's Lashana Lynch. Like they've confirmed already, she's going to have the 007 call sign when he comes in. Like we've had spoilers for this movie already. If they don't take the time to, at the very least, fix it with all this COVID crap when they closed everything down, then I think they're foolish and they really, really need to stop pandering to the wokier than thou sort of that demographic, because they're very much like the woke movies are pretty much getting to be the same as pure flicks movies, as the religious Christian movies, as far as, and we need these ideologies and we have to have these talking points, whether they're accurate or not, and whether they're exaggerated.
People do not like when I make the connection between those two groups. Oh, they get so upset and so offended.
But it's true, though.
It's so true. I grew up in like an evangelical cult, and it's the same fucking thing.
See, I keep telling people this. I keep telling people, it's like, well, you have this ideology, you have this set of rules. You basically are trying to absolve yourself of the sin of things that you cannot control, that you didn't do. And yeah, it's exactly the same in my opinion.
And God help anything or anyone that exists outside of those beliefs, because it needs to go.
Yeah. And Mr. Roboto, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I remember they made James Bond Jr. Just make that.
Fuck them. Fuck those people.
That's right, Rick.
People who made James Bond Jr.?
James Bond Jr. wasn't. That was what hey, it's just a goofy cartoon trying to cash in on the name. He wasn't his son, he was his nephew. James didn't have a brother. Oh, I think he did. Hold on.
Do you need this article or do we care about it?
Nah, we just don't care. But they're setting James Bond up to, like I said, Lashana Lynch. Listen, if you go forward with this Lashana Lynch spinoff deal, you are going to rue the day. And I feel like Stewie, stop ruining.
I'm kind of rooting for them to fail on these, because then we can be like, see, we told you, we tried to tell you. I mean, you should listen to us instead of calling us all ists and phobes.
Yeah, but even when that does happen, like, no, you never get credit for being right on those things. It's just they ignore that it happened and move on to the next. I mean, Marvel Comics is a perfect example of that, where they ruin the comics with all that stuff, and then they just like completely ignore the fact that they did that, and they're trying to force it again with the movies.
That's so sad. You know what you can't ruin? What? You can't ruin something from the past, right? I don't
Well,
know. I don't have a good transition. Screw it. We're going with a library book story. Figure it out, Rob.
I always say at least the Beatles had the good sense to break up when they did. And you can't ruin them, but I'm sure somebody's gonna try.
I mean,
okay.
Yoko.
Actually, I wrote a sketch that John and Yoko, the untold story. John, they're in Indica Gallery. Are you sure you've never heard of us? We're on the telly all the time. Oh, no telly, don't telly. And she's just like reciting back references, like Beatle references. And she's like, and John's like, I like this bed. John, I thought we had a rule: no wives or girlfriends in the studio. You shut up! He all Beatles. See Yoko adjust to life on her own after John's death. Oh, and she's like rummaging through, like, oh, something around here. He must have signed something. Oh, guitar, good money for this.
I like how your Yoko sounds like an Asian person from like the Rocky and Bullwinkle show.
That is about his appropriate age demographic. The Rocky and
Bullwinkle.
Yeah. That's really about all you can grasp anymore.
That's true. My brain is just so shot. I mean, it's Phonebox Chicken. Paul McCartney's ruining his status by still performing. Hey, the guy likes performing. What do you want to do? Just sit at home? He said, "I'm not going to sit home and watch television. I'm going to keep performing."
Well, you got an article to read, Rob.
Yoko, not Yoko. Oh, actually, the modern Yoko, Courtney Love, was pissed at him for getting Nirvana back together, probably because she couldn't cash in on it. Lord. Library book return to British Cathedral was 300 years overdue. Where's it been?
I don't know. They probably tell you in the article.
Officials at a British cathedral said a book that arrived in the mail recently is believed to have been checked out from the facility's library more than 300 years ago. The Reverend Canon Keith Farrow, wow, what a name, who has served as Vice Dean and Canon Missioner at Sheffield Cathedral since 2014, said the book, a 1704 printing of the faith and practice of a Church of England man, arrived in the mail this week along with a note from a woman explaining its origins. It has come back to us because a lady in Wales whose godmother passed away found it amongst her belongings. In her will, it was the bequest. But Old English is hard. Modern English is really difficult. In her will was the bequest that it should return to Sheffield Cathedral. Inside, it's actually dated 1709, and it's very beautifully written. It says, this book belongs to Ye Lending Library at Sheffield Church, which is Sheffield Cathedral, Farrow said. So this has obviously been taken out of the lending library and not returned. He said the cathedral's library had been a popular local feature until it was dismantled in the 1800s. Farrow joked the overdue fee for the book could buy the cathedral a new roof. But I did promise the family I wouldn't charge them a fine. They've returned the book, and that's wonderful. So this little book, just over 300 years ago, left the library. Now it's come back home. So it's a joy to have this little jewel here in Sheffield Cathedral, he said. So if you forgot to return anything, that's the lesson here. Just wait them out.
Yeah, how lazy are you? Or you're just like, I need to return this, but fuck it, I'm just gonna put this in my will. It's a great idea, and I'm gonna do it too. And it's the only way that Hollywood Video is getting their copy of Yakuza 2 back from me.
You know how many times I've been stuck with late fees because nobody. Oh yeah, I'll bring this movie back. Are you sure you're gonna? Yeah, no problem. Bring it back, and they bring it back like a month later. Yeah, that'll be $250. What? No.
Why would you let somebody else return something for you?
Because I was young and foolish at the time. I was 20 years old in 1920.
In the 1920s, did they have videos?
Yes, they had. Actually, you know what? They rented out Nickelodeons. The crank, and you had to crank them, and to bring it back. You just had to bring it back.
How many shekels was that?
I think it was 2 rocks and one igneous and one volcanic.
What's the next story you want to do?
I don't know. Let's do the snake one. Do you want to do this? Oh, we want to do the cows or the snake?
Save the cows for last.
We got all animal stories now, people.
It's all animal stories. That's what we care about anymore. Oh, we're just gonna turn it into an animal channel. Look, isn't he cute? Look at the snakey. Oh, he's so cute.
Oh, I hate snakes.
They're so cute. Look at that face.
This is actually my greatest fear.
Mine, yours too. Wow. Nasty surprises. Man bitten by python while sitting on the toilet. The snake, a constrictor native to Asia, is thought to have entered the toilet at the man's home in Austria via the drains. A 65-year-old man was left with minor injuries after a reticulated python bit him while he was sitting on the toilet. He was said to have felt a pinch in the area of his genitals before noticing a 5-foot snake beneath him in the toilet bowl at his home in the Austrian city of Graz. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Ooh. The python, a constrictor native to Asia, which can grow to a length of nearly 30 feet, 9 meters, is thought to have found its way into the toilet via the network of drains. Shortly after he sat on the toilet, the Graz resident, by his own account, felt a pinch in the area of his genitals, the police said in a statement. The victim needed treatment in the hospital for minor injuries. Although the snake's suspected route into the toilet could not be confirmed, it is thought to have escaped from a neighbor's apartment. A reptile expert contacted by the emergency services removed the snake from the toilet and cleaned it and returned it to its owner. A 24-year-old neighbor who owns 11. Oh, that's more disturbing.
That's cute.
A
24 snake wearing a choker?
I think somebody put a little necklace on him to make him cuter.
No, actually, I think it's supposed to be like hands and fingers, like.
A 24-year-old neighbor who owns 11 snakes has been reported to the prosecutor's office of a suspicion of negligently causing bodily harm, the police added. Reticulated pythons are the world's largest snakes and do not attack humans by nature. However, they will constrict or bite if they feel threatened or if they mistake something for food. So the snake's just sitting there, sees like the guy's butt cheeks and says, "Oh no, this guy's going to shit on me. I better act first in self-defense."
Right?
Or he thought it was a honey baked ham.
Probably scared him. He's probably like, "What the crap? Oh crap!" And then he's like, "Yeah." Oh, but they're so cute.
You just have all animal stories. What's that game on Steam where you play as the snake?
Snake Pass.
I don't know. You kept saying it's so cute. I'm like, no, it's creepy.
It's cute. I played it. I have a Let's Play of it on my channel somewhere. I might have deleted it. I don't know. Yeah, Snake Cross. I don't know. It's like a Steam game too. There's a Steam game and they have it on Switch.
Yeah, we just have all animal stories now.
We do.
That's okay though. The animal stories are fun.
What
I just want to know what kind of person owns 11 snakes.
This person, I don't know. That's
when someone owns one, I write them off.
Well, you got to feed them. They will constrict your bite if they feel threatened or mistake something for food. So, he clearly mistook something for food or felt threatened. I don't know. What's our next story?
I don't know.
To me, this was all just a bit, like when Bugs Bunny fucks with the opera singer for 20 minutes.
Runaway monkeys. You want to talk about monkeys?
Yeah, monkeys are always hysterical.
Monkeys! You sent me a monkey thing, and I'm like, monkey article. Like we said, it's all animals.
Listen.
Poor
Yeah. We're gonna get outraged about Star Wars again.
complain about, oh, they're ruining comics and it's the Marxist degree. Yeah, or do you want something fun? That's what I want. I have something fun.
I heard someone say, I'm not gonna say, someone say the Marxists are ruining Disney, and the problem with San Francisco is that all big money's coming in, buying apartments and keeping it empty, and instead of renting them out even at lower prices. So the Marxists are ruining everything, and capitalism is ruining San Francisco. I'm like, which is it? The problem with Marxists is they're such dirty capitalists.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Monkey.
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 Like I said, though, I'm like, we're gonna like complain about, like I said, complain about Star Wars and the Marxists are ruining Star Wars. I'm like, no, we're gonna talk about monkeys. Let's talk about monkeys. Monkeys are far more interesting at this point. Runaway
Especially
monkey.
when you're ruining Star Wars.
Runaway monkey reunited with family after train station adventure. The monkey surprised onlookers at the train station about 5 miles from Glasgow Central on Saturday afternoon. Oh, now we know how COVID got spread. I'm trying to stop an outbreak, and you're driving the monkey to the airport. A runaway monkey has been reunited with its owner after being found at a train station near Glasgow. Scott Rail put an appeal on social media after the primate was found at Cambuslang train station, Cambuslang, on Saturday afternoon for calling for its owners to get in touch. I've dealt with lost phones, handbags, and glasses over the years, but this definitely is a first, the operator tweeted. If you've lost your monkey, it's waiting for you on the next service from Cambuslang into the town. There it is. There's the look at him. Look at him. Hey, he's just like, hey, just chill. Hey, I'm gonna chill out over here.
Oh, poor thing. Oh, I'd be like, I didn't lose one, but I'll take him.
He's just kind of chilling out. Look at him. Update. It's good news, people. This wee fella has been reunited with his family. Here is one last time eating a tin of fruit.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm glad like one of the hobos around shared his fruit with him.
Can he believe he had a tin opener?
Well, the pull tab. He didn't need one. You can see right there in the picture. He's so cute. He's eating his little fruit. Aww.
Hours later, the family had been found, and the monkey, believed to be a marmoset, was taken home again. He's one. The RSPCA says the marmoset monkeys are the most commonly kept and traded species of primate as pets.
I want one. He's so cute. Look at the little face. Aww.
Monkey.
Then that's the monkey story.
Jake, did you expect me to talk about a monkey loose in a train station tonight?
I mean, yes, but I didn't think it'd be a literal monkey. I thought it was just going to be the next Kristen Wiig movie. I don't know.
One of the funniest things you ever said about was, I remember you said about how we were talking about that movie with Bill Hader and Amy Schumer. What's it called? Trainwreck?
Trainwreck?
That's not the title. You said that's not the title. That's how they're crediting Amy Schumer.
I love hearing these old jokes that I made up because I don't remember them.
Yeah. It's Mojo Jojo. Yeah, that's right. Hammer Slack. Yoko Ono sounds like a monkey that's been drugged. Mojo Jojo.
Well, what you did expect us to be talking about this week are cows.
I did, yes. I did expect cows.
They're escaping. It's a global pandemic of cow escapees.
There's a bovine liberation movement afoot.
Does that cow have its head right up another one's ass?
Yes.
See, that's the real BLM, the bovine liberation movement.
And I'm pretty sure those two cows just stood up on their hind legs, put on a trench coat, and just went to Hollywood under the name Amy Schumer.
And we've been canceled.
That's not true. When she repeats that joke back in her set in 6 months, she'll never cancel us for saying it first.
Yeah. And like I said, you know, the whole anatomy of an Amy Schumer joke is you start out by saying what a great big whore you are, and then you reference a friend who's not a great big whore as a juxtaposition, and then you have a common sort of experience or common incident. Yeah, so you say my friend Jeannie, she's I'm a great big whore, but my friend Jeannie, she's not a great big whore, she's a tight bitch. She got kicked out of her apartment, and then you insert the words my gaping vagina.
And this cow trying to get on that trampoline is way funnier than anything Amy Schumer will ever steal. Look at him, he's gonna go jumping.
I jump on a trampoline with a cow.
Oh, boing. Oh, boing. The young lawn bandits were seen munching on people's gardens while one looked tempted to try out one resident's trampoline. The group of wandering bullocks have taken over a town in East Yorkshire after escaping from a field, causing cattle chaos. The 7 young lawn bandits were seen munching on people's gardens while one looked tempted to try out one resident's trampoline. Hey, just read that. BBC journalist David Harrison photographed the livestock tearing up the town before they were rounded up and returned home. Are there British cowboys?
I just want to point out how much that family with that trampoline must hate their kids, because they're like, hey, let's put this trampoline right in the middle of fucking rocks.
Posting photos,
a safety net around it.
Posting photos on Twitter, Mr. Harrison said, Cow chaos on Woodlands Road in Beverly this morning. At least 7 cows have managed to get themselves very lost and are now tearing apart lawns. He added, they've run out of grass on Woodlands Road, so they're now having a jaunt up to Atkinson Way. Fewer lawns, but the lampposts seem popular for a good scratch. But the boys' day out soon came to an end after they were rounded up by Zoe Bell, the neatherd, who looks after livestock at Beverly Westwood. That is all except one. So they set the last one free like they did with the last story, the last cow story. Sharing a video of the lone member of the group walking across the green, Mr. Harrison said, one stray cow hasn't quite got the memo that they're all off home. This is the cow equivalent of going to the bar and returning to the dance floor with your mates, nowhere to be seen. Chairman of the Beverly Pasture Master, Alan English, said, until the bullocks settle down, they tend to ramble about. They are like little kids. He added that there are about 300 livestock on the pasture, which surrounds the town, with the younger ones known for escaping once or twice a season, occasionally making their way into town. The residents don't mind as long as they don't do any damage. And we soon get them back on the west. Oh, so this is a common occurrence.
This is the Rumspraga.
I think this is actually an origin story of the first McDonald's.
Like I said, would you rather talk about Star Wars or would you rather talk about this? This is so much better.
I mean, this story was constructed a little bit better.
And it's got more likable characters.
It's a little more sensical.
Yes, it's the British running of the bulls. They're very polite. I say, mind the gap, will you?
And that's our next sketch. Yeah, it's a sketch.
Sketch. The British running of the bulls.
Well, I mean, it writes itself. They're out there trying the trampoline, trying to eat the local flowers.
Moo, 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 moo. When cows attack, film at 11.
They're British cows, so they're like super polite about everything. The one cow that like wandered off on its own is like the American cow that's got a handlebar mustache and an American flag bandana.
He's a rebel.
I'm gonna fuck this tea up.
That's adorable. They're all cute. Like all these animal stories is like, okay, at least well, are these food cows? They're probably food cows, huh?
All cows are food cows.
Probably.
Oh,
cows?
The UK's best dad joke has been selected. Do we want to?
Let's hear it.
Oh, let's take a look here. I'm gonna put it in the chat here because we're just about out of animal stories. Thousands of fathers submitted their proudest, so bad it's good jokes for the Aldi Mamia Best Dad Joke Competition.
It does not want to share this article.
Oh.
There you go.
The world's best dad joke can be revealed after thousands of funny fathers, quote unquote, battled it out in a competition that was no laughing matter. More than 2,700 gag-loving dads submitted their very best or very worst jokes in celebration of Father's Day. The best dad jokes hashtag was trending on Twitter as fathers battled it out to win the Aldi Mamia Best Dad Joke Competition. Stand-up comedian Mark Watson was enlisted to judge the competition and picked father of two Austin May from Bedworth, Warwickshire, as the overall winner. His winning joke was, "I once hired a limo, but when it arrived, the guy driving it walked off. I said, 'Excuse me, are you not going to drive me?' The guy told me the price didn't include a driver, so I'd spent £400 on a limo and nothing to chauffeur it."
Fuck this.
Ew, what the hell?
Yeah. That's a groaner.
None of it. Oh my. Oh.
Among Mark's other favorite entries were, "Why did the man fall down? Because he didn't see that well. What did the pirate say on his 18th birthday? Aye, matey. Someone has glued my pack of cards together. I don't know how to deal with it. Oh. What do you call a zombie who cooks stir fries? Dead man walking." Yeah, these are pretty bad. I was wondering.
This one's awful.
And then it hit me. What?
The frisbee one. It's terrible.
I stood behind a customer at an ATM. He turned around and said, "Could you check my balance?" So I pushed him. His balance wasn't that great. What did the scarecrow get? Why did the scarecrow get an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. Oh. What did the daddy buffalo say to his son when he left for work? "Bye, son." Two guys walked into a bar. The third guy ducked. What do you call a blind dinosaur? Do you think he saw us?
I mean, are these dad jokes or like
these are dad jokes,
like kindergartner jokes from 1990? Because that's what they all sound like.
Yeah.
Well, there's a criteria for his judgments. Explaining what makes an ideal dad joke, Watson said, "The perfect dad joke has got to be equal parts cringe and cheese. It's got to make your kids embarrassed to be in the same room with you, but you still make them laugh. It's a fine balance. When judging the competition, I was keeping an eye out for those jokes that were so bad they were actually good."
Well, he didn't find them.
You didn't have to be a dad to tell a dad joke, but I think telling some truly awful ones really is a rite of passage when becoming a dad. Jake, you could say that's false.
Yeah. Yeah, no, in fact, Bryn's the one who does all the corny dad jokes in our family. So
These are these are like the jokes on the popsicle sticks.
Like a Bazooka Joe rapper.
Yeah. They're more like fun dip jokes, you know.
Oh, a guy invented something to he invented an app to keep you from bumping into things when you're using your phone.
It's called Don't.
So I mean, you had to invent something so people. So,
is this the setup for a dad joke?
No, it's not. Of course, the guy's Asian.
All right, now we're canceled. Stop smartphones, zombies from above. If you gotta go to the trouble to put a camera on your head so you don't bump into shit while you're texting, just stop texting.
Well, it's a satirical solution.
I know. Just stop texting.
It's a satirical solution, but you know somebody is going to be downloading it and using it. Like, really?
Probably.
South Korean industrial designer Pang Min-wook, 28, says the robotic eyeball can be strapped to a person's forehead, allowing them to browse injury-free. He said the device was a satirical solution which he had hoped would make people recognize the severity of their gadget addiction and look back at themselves. The device called, oh, you know that's not what's going to be used for. The device, the device called the third eye senses when a user's head has been lowered to look at the phone, and it opens a translucent eyelid. When the person comes within 1 or 2 meters of an obstacle, the third eye beeps to warn them of danger. Mr. Pang said, "This is the look of future mankind with 3 eyes. As we cannot take our eyes off from smartphones, the extra eye will be needed in the future." How about you put your phone away and fucking look where you're going? Mr. Pang, a postgraduate student in innovation and design at the Royal College of Art, Imperial College in London, has trialed the device around Seoul. Among those who saw it was resident Lee Ok-jo, who said, "I thought he looked like an alien with an eye on his forehead. These days, many young people can get into accidents while using their mobile phone. This would be," including that guy, "this would be good for them." The third eye uses gyro sensors to measure the angle of the user's neck and an ultrasonic sensor to calculate the distance between the robotic eye and obstacles. The sensors are linked to an open source single board micro sensor with a battery pack. Jake, do you remember when Rick came in? Remember the Sky Santa episode?
Yes, where they made the amusement park in the body.
Yeah, Anatomy Park. Yeah. Remember when they were all singing about it's Christmas Day. We're celebrating the birth of our Savior Jesus Christ. You're a bunch of computer people.
Yes, I love your Rick impression, by the way.
Yeah, somebody actually asked me to record a soundbite of Rick for one of his videos. So, yeah, no one's buying this crap. So,
you need to work that into a stand-up bit. I think it'd do well.
You can go get some ice cream, motherfucker.
Have you been watching Rick and Morty?
I have been, yes.
Dear God, it's insane.
It's so brilliant, though.
Yeah. And Mecha isn't.
Oh, I hate Rick and Morty. Can't stand it.
Oh, it's so good, though.
I don't think
I watched 4 episodes and I hated every minute of it. And I was like, okay, let me take a gummy. Let me take another gummy. Like, nope, this bothers me.
It's not this big existential thing.
It's still. It thinks it's smarter than it is. I think is my problem with it.
Well, anyway, that's on later tonight.
Huh?
That's on later tonight. So.
Hell yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to start? We're gonna start rapping.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I said, we're gonna have more animal stories for next week.
Maybe.
Do we want to call it? What we have a segment called Wild Kingdom?
Let's do it. Wild Kingdom.
I think it's been taken.
Hello.
We'll figure out.
Wild Kingdom. I'm Marlon Perkins. Today, Bob will sedate a water buffalo.
Kingdom's Gone Wild.
Kingdom Wild. We'll think of a title. All right. Let's wrap this up. An hour, 7 minutes, 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour. Hey, that's actually pretty good.
Yay, 1 hour.
Think. What are we doing next week?
You mean this week?
This week, that's right.
This week, this Thursday, we're going to be doing stand-up comedies at the Elbow Room in West Hartford, Connecticut. Tickets will be up on Eventbrite by tomorrow morning.
I thought it was Saturday, the 17th.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Thursday's the open mic. It's Saturday. It's Saturday the 17th.
Maybe I'll go up there.
Yeah, do it. Show up to the open mic. Polish some stuff up.
Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I'll just be saying, fuck it. We'll do it live.
Do it live.
All right. So that's Saturday, the Elbow Room in West Hartford. If you're in the area, come say hi.
Come say hi.
Throw tomatoes at Rob. He deserves it.
Yes, I do. Don't I?
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. We already said where everybody can find everybody. Is anybody streaming on Twitch later tonight? I might do a game stream sometime.
Ooh.
Tonight. I don't know.
We'll be crashing into stuff.
And Rob crashes into things on Twitch. I've just been redecorating houses in my spare time. So I will be probably having to do that soon. Anywho, thank you guys so much for hanging out. It has been super fun. We will see you guys on the next video, live stream, or whatever. Do you have an end outro bumper?
Bump that outro.
I gotta bump the outro. Let me call it up. Stretch.
This is why we usually do it on his thing, because then he has them all loaded and I don't, because the only stuff I have loaded are pictures of cute snakies and things, which I don't even have loaded up yet. But here's a good picture.
Okay.
There, puppies can go out on.
Oh, he's so cute.
Puppy.
Now play the sexy jazz music.
Good night.